Freedom is one of the greatest gifts God gives in the physical realm and even more in the spiritual. And as the United States prepares to mark 250 years since its Declaration of Independence, the word freedom carries a deeper resonance right about now. Freedom. Nations celebrate it. Heroes fight for it. People long for it. But only one can give it fully and forever. Hi, I'm Bishop Robert Gosselin of the Confessing Anglican Church, and each morning you and I open God's Word together, not just for information, but for formation and clarity and the peace that only Christ can give. So welcome to the top spot on the internet for Beverages with the Bishop. Take a deep breath, settle your mind and heart, and let's begin with the first word. Freedom. It's a precious commodity. The human story is filled with people who've reached for it, fought for it, and in many cases, died for it. Across history, the quest for physical freedom has shaped nations and defined generations. Who can forget Nelson Mandela stepping out of prison after 27 years and choosing forgiveness over vengeance? Or Corazon Aquino standing unarmed before tanks in the Philippines? Or William Wilberforce laboring for decades to end the slave trade? Moses confronted Pharaoh with nothing but a staff and a calling. Charles de Gaulle rallied his nation from exile and brought about a free France. The parade of names could go on and on. Caledonius, John Garang, Asma Mahfouz, countless others whose courage changed the course of history and people's future. And here in America, as we mark 250 years since the Declaration of Independence, we remember our own stories of freedom. Ordinary farmers, shopkeepers, stood against the greatest empire on earth because they believed liberty was worth the risk. At Valley Forge, soldiers wrapped their feet in rags and marched on because freedom was worth the suffering. Harriet Tubman walked back into danger again and again and again because freedom was worth the cost. In Selma, marchers crossed a bridge knowing they might not make it to the other side because freedom was worth a beating. Every story carries the same truth. Freedom always costs someone something. But even the greatest heroes of history, ancient or modern, could only offer freedom to a nation or a tribe or in a moment of time. None of them were able to offer freedom to every person on earth. For that, there's only one name: Jesus. John 8:36 declares it with absolute clarity. If the Son sets you free, you'll be free indeed. Christ came to set free all who are oppressed, not merely from tyrants or systems, but from the deeper chains that bind the human soul. He frees us from anger. He frees us from fear. He frees us from law's condemnation and from the idols that we once served and the sins that we once loved. He frees us from the wounds of our past and the lies of the enemy. And here's the astonishing part. Even if you are physically behind bars, even if life has hemmed you in and you face circumstances that feel immovable, when the Son sets you free, you're free indeed. Nothing can hold you. Nothing can bind you. Nothing can keep you captive. Your freedom, total and absolute, is offered as a priceless gift. But like all freedom, it was purchased at a very dear price. You know, there's a saying often repeated among those who have served in battle. To those who have fought for it, freedom has a flavor the protected will never know. That may be true of military freedom. But when it comes to freedom from sin, every believer, every single one, gets to taste the full flavor of its fruit. And what's that fruit? What's the flavor of freedom? It's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Yeah, the fruit of the Spirit is the flavor of freedom. And Christ has truly set us free. And the one whom he has set free is free indeed. So enjoy the flavor of freedom.